Hi, my name is Thompson. I'm the Director of Global Marketing at SSH Communication Security. And today we're going to talk a little bit about insider attacks in the SSH environment and how these things can actually occur. If we look at our environment set up here in the whiteboard, we can see we've got a malicious insider here. And he's permitted to be behind the perimeter, so we don't know he's malicious yet. And in some cases, organizations don't find that out until after something has been taken and there's been some damage done to the organization. And we've heard about this, obviously, in some recent press out there. So this malicious insider, he's allowed to be inside the environment. He has access to a key. SSH is often, access to SSH environments is often granted through the key. This key grants access to the server. Inside the server, and this is how the exploit goes from just beyond this one server that we've granted this insider access to. Inside of the server is oftentimes other authentication keys or SSH user keys. Now, these have been in place for possibly 10 years or more, because SSH has been used for a long time and no one's monitoring the keys, no one's been controlling access, no one's been using the best practices such as key rotation and key removal when someone leaves the organization. So, and oftentimes we find in environments of about 20,000 servers or more that there's between 1.5 million and 2 million SSH keys in the environment. So this is a real risk point because no one knows what those keys are doing. And oftentimes people are afraid to remove the keys because they're afraid it'll break a business process. So here the keys remain in place. The insider uses the key that we granted to him to gain access to the server, and there he finds the other keys. Now, because he's a malicious insider, he takes these keys and he starts trying to gain access to other servers with these root keys. And so he does. And he's able to gain access to a larger swath of the environment. Of course, when he gains access to these servers all also have keys inside of them as well. And this now spreads the problem out exponentially, because now the exploit can go to 2 more, or 3 more, or 4 more, or 6 more, 8 more, and on and on and on. Because with each new key that he finds that's granting this higher level of access, it's granting them exponentially more servers which to exploit. Of course, now that he's got access and he's using either transitive trust or social engineering, or he's actually just going into the file structure and plucking the key out, he's now able to take this information back to wherever it is, his workstation or whatever, and then exfiltrate this data out through an encrypted channel. So he's still using all of the access control and privileges that you've provided, and somehow he's able to get this to a machine or computer that's outside of the network and outside of any type of controls. Of course, this is where he's going to store all this information. Because he's using secure shell, encryption works great, especially ubiquitous encryption, because it stops man-in-the-middle attacks, especially when you've got these extended enterprise environments. The double-edged sword of that is if it's not being monitored, then these folks here, these malicious insiders, are able to gain access to all of your information assets and then exfiltrate that data out of your organization, and it's going to blind your security operations and forensics teams. It's going to mean you're going to have no continuous monitoring, no real-time monitoring. Your security intelligence architecture is not going to mean anything because this is the dark spot in your overall security intelligence architecture. So with Crypto Auditor and in combination there with Universal SSH Key Manager, we're able to not only control access so that maybe the insider still would be able to exploit the server that we gave him access to, but because we had taken control of the keys and removed all unused and orphan keys, all of this would be impossible for him to do, or at least very unlikely. In addition to that, with Crypto Auditor, we're going to put what we call a hound inside the network and push all of SSH, SFTP, and RDP traffic through the hound and into a vault and through an ICAP feed, connect that with your DLP solutions and also your SIM solutions, so that then you can really monitor this traffic from the privileged admins. And this is really going to help you resolve major outstanding issues with insider threats and also external threats that have compromised an identity that happens to be a privileged admin. So that's the nuts and bolts of the insider attack and SSH environments and how to solve that problem. If you want any more information, please come to ssh.com, where we've got a bunch of great white papers, videos, and other items there that you can learn more about the subject matter. Thank you.